Well, good morning. It is Tuesday, July the 9th, and here in Charleston, it's a nasty, rainy day again. But here at West Charleston Baptist Church, like we said Sunday on the website, the sun is shining. Let's just jump right into today's devotion. I think it's going to really bless your heart. We're looking at Luke chapter 10 today, and we're going to look at a few more verses than we normally do. We're not going to look at just one verse today. We're going to look at a series of verses. We're going to start with verse 38. Now it happened as they went that he, Jesus, entered a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, who also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his word. But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she approached him and said, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Therefore, tell her to help me." And Jesus answered and said to her, "Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things. But one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen that good part, which will not be taken away from her." You know, as I read that this week, Jesus really spoke into my heart and said, this can be you sometimes, and this can be you sometimes too, can't it? We can all be like Martha. We can get just so busy serving God, doing good things for God and in Christ's name, that we forget to be Mary. I mean, don't get me wrong, Martha's not doing anything wrong here. She's not being a bad Christian. Jesus has come to her house, and she wants to show him how much she loves him and how much she enjoys him. So she does what every Martha does. She prepares a big feast. I mean, she wants the best table setting and the best food and the best dishes and the best presentation and the best dinner party Jesus has ever attended. But she can't do it alone. And while she's fretting about, is there enough seasoning in the food? Are the dishes just perfect? Is the table arranged right? Is the seating perfect? Is the lighting right? She's wishing that her sister would get off her tail and come help her make things perfect for the master. I can just see it in my mind's eye. She's banging in the kitchen a little louder than normal to try and get Martha's attention. She's setting the dishes on the table forcefully, trying to hope that Martha picks up on her frustration. She's probably even walking kind of circumvently close to where Jesus is teaching and sighing heavily, trying to let Martha know, I need your help to make this perfect for Jesus. But Mary is so into the fact that Jesus is here that she just sits there listening, soaking up every word that he has to say, soaking up every moment of his presence. And Martha's getting madder and madder until finally she can't take it anymore. And she says to Jesus, "Don't you care that I'm trying to put on the best dinner for you that you've ever had? And Mary's just sitting there doing nothing? Tell her to come help me." And then Jesus says, something very pointed, doesn't he? Martha, you're distracted with many, many things. Many things are distracting you, Martha, from me. Your service to me is distracting you from the fact that I'm right here. And then he says to her, Martha, one thing is necessary. Well, what is it? What's the one thing that's necessary? Well, there are commentators out there and men wiser than me that say that Jesus was saying, I only need one dish. Just fix something simple. But I don't think that's what Jesus was trying to say. I think he's saying here exactly what he said to Satan during his temptation. Man doesn't live by bread alone, but by every word that comes out of the mouth of God. And he's literally saying to her, Martha, you're so busy doing for me that you've forgotten I'm here. And yet there's only one thing that I really want. And Mary's doing it. Mary's here. She's spending time with me. She's listening to me. She's soaking up the fact that I'm here. And I'm not going to take that away from her. What about us this week? Think about it. Have you lately been so busy serving God that you've forgotten to just be with God? I will admit that can happen even to preachers. When I read that this week, I thought, maybe it's time for me just to take a little bit more time today and be with God instead of working so hard to serve God. Maybe that's you too. If it is, I want to challenge you. Just find some time this week and be with Jesus. Well, God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. You have a wonderful rest of your day. And remember, only one thing's important: being in His presence. That's that thing we talk about so much here at West Charleston Baptist Church. Relationship. We'll see you tomorrow.